All right, Atari 50, the anniversary celebration developed by Digital Eclipse is finally here, and I am going to go share with you why I think this might be the best compilation I've seen ever. And they've done such an awesome job of doing so much more than offering just some ROMs emulated. The history, it's just a fantastic overview. It doesn't have everything, but it nearly has everything about Atari, what they could show, and many games to play. Over 100 different games to play, spanning many different platforms. History, here's computer space, there's even videos from original programmers and even the founder of Atari. But there's just so much here to love and appreciate. Here is a brief video with Jerry.
San Jose Mercury in the just random stuff section for sale. And I see world's first video game computer space. No price, just call.
Even has items that didn't come out. Talks about Pong, the birth of Pong, flyers, advertisements, tons of things. No matter what your connection to Atari was, you're gonna love this. It's got home versions of things. It's got so much more than just the ROMs, and I'm going to say that a couple times because it's important to know. Here's the Cosmos, which wasn't released. And several Atari classics are on here, and obscure stuff as well, and so many screen options of how you want to play this. It's just simply fantastic. It gives background why these games matter, why Atari mattered. Here's Quantum, which is pretty obscure and plays great, and Digital Eclipse really did their homework working with Atari. Just awesome. The 25 arcade games is just the beginning. Also included is 40 2600 games you can play, but there is a ton of additional material that explain why the 2600 mattered. There's sales brochures, there's commercials, it goes over the controllers, the paddles. It does a great job explaining why the games matter. There's combat's code is even included. I mean, it's just stunning. I love that from arcade to home. It talks about porting arcade games to the 2600 and the limitations. I mean, there's so many great things about this collection that I absolutely adore, especially if you're a history enthusiast such as myself and am passionate about sharing games of yesteryear and why they matter. It talks about the Easter egg, talks about the landfill, just tons of things. Here are the kind of the filter and screen options to play the actual games. Here's Missile Command. Atari collection. This Atari collection was limited to what they were able to offer to actually play due to licensing limitations, I do believe. But it still represents Atari well and has several of the classics that you will remember growing up. It doesn't have everything. There's no Frogger. There's no Space Invaders to play. But the games that, at least the main games that Atari offered themselves, are represented here. Now, it doesn't just show all the great things Atari did. It also goes into the issues that Atari had. Has a whole chapter about that. It shows here, the Vader edition of the 2600, one of my favorite versions. But, it goes into depth about the issues with competition. It even talks about the Intellivision, as well as, the issues with the Atari 5200, which I think is great. And, there's going to be people out there that disagree with this says, but at least it's from Atari engineers themselves and programmers. There's an official Atari handshake. I forgot about that. And so it does a really good job, an overview of really what Atari was about. And, it has a 5200 video here. And, I'm a 5200 fan, but here they are talking about the 5200.
The 5200 was a tragedy. The 5200 was a good idea gone horribly wrong.
The big problem that we had at Atari, the thing that killed the industry more than any other one thing, even more possibly than the E.T. video game, is that it was the first product life cycle. No one had ever been through a major success video game console life cycle.
Even though the 5200 is not fully represented on this compilation, there's 5 games. It does include Star Raiders Enhanced Edition and Bounty Bob Strikes Back, which is a fantastic and uber rare game. Very cool that it's included here and plays great. You know, this is a treat. And so I know that there's fans out there who would like Atari to have more, but at least it's still represented. There's a whole section for Atari's PC lineup, and it does a good job with the history, even though game-wise there's only 4 8-bit games included in this collection. But I still think they do a good job at least talking about it, the importance of it, the different models that came out. And, you know, there's going to be people out there that want more included, especially game-wise. But at least it's included. You know, I think a lot of times, you know, Atari will come out with a collection and focus just on the 2600. Well, this collection has so much more. It has commercials. It talks about the importance of it. It talks about peripherals. It talks about, you know, Star Raiders, which is a super huge hit for the Atari 8-bit line. Digital Clips did a really great job of sharing lots of different angles and things about Atari. Here's the Atari Soft line. Even has a Homebrew game, which is really sweet that that's included, and, you know, just shows the power of this classic 8-bit computer line and the longevity of it, and talks about just so many different things. I just absolutely love it. There's a whole section of the 90s and beyond, which includes several things, including Lynx, Atari 7800, and Atari Jaguar. And so I think it does a good job. It doesn't, again, fully cover and offer everything. They did what they could. There's 6 Lynx games and 7 7800 games to play. And I think this is a great collection, over 100 games total. I think I would call this like a playable documentary. Here is Tim Schafer talking about the Lynx.
There were so many things near the end of my early days with Atari that I wished, like everything we felt was underappreciated. Like I bought a Lynx and I was trying to find people to play the Lynx with me, and everyone else had a Game Boy, and I was like, you guys, Todd's Slime World, let's do this, let's play Warbirds, come on.
I think all the commercials and extra things in videos really round out this solid package. For 7800, there's 7 games, Ninja Golf being probably the most popular one offered, but also offers in this series late release 2600 games in the maroon boxes. That's awesome. As you know, here is Scrapyard Dog for the Lynx, and there's lots of different screen options that you can play. And you know, these are the games and platforms that are underrepresented all the time. It's really nice that Atari and Digital Clips did a good job at showing why these matter. For fans of my channel, and there's going to be people that are really going to be excited that the Jaguar is definitely represented. 9 playable games, does a great overview of the console, its issues, its pros and cons. Lots of really neat extras that were thrown into this chapter. I love this. It's like, you know, a room from the 90s. So sweet. So awesome that they included that photo. Really cool. The Jaguar Life. But anyways, of the 9 games, there's good news that even though there's some games, I love that Cybermorph was included, even show the overlays, but it's got Tempest 2000, which is probably one of the best games on the console. But just absolutely fantastic overview, and you know, it represents Atari in its whole. Even has you know, some ads, and it really rounds out just a stunning collection of information about Atari, especially in the 90s. And I remember this ad, and I just think that this is a must play and own for any Atari enthusiast. $40. It's on 5 different platforms. Even the VCS will be offering this. I'm probably going to get the Steelbook edition on the Switch, even though Atari did send me this digital code, as I think for me, having this on physical is going to be awesome. But Tempest 2000, to me, this is the game to play on the Jaguar. You're going to have your favorite. And again, it doesn't represent everything. They did what they could, but having 9 Jaguar playable games on this collection is pretty awesome, and there's a few great ones. And so I'm just going to show this because I think this represents Jaguar on what it could do. A Jeff Minter classic, and this is just absolutely fantastic to play. And I know that there's going to be a lot of people that may even pick up this collection for this game, or pick it up because it emulates Jaguar well. And what I played, this is the Switch version, by the way, that I'm showing on this, and it's playing great. No hiccups, no stutters. It's just well done, and really hats off to Digital Eclipse, because I think that they have done their homework and worked really hard at representing Atari in one package. It also talks about the last Lynx game here, which is a great 2-pack, and so just fantastic. All the little extras, and there's progress. And so to get 100% completion on this collection, you have to look at and play everything. I think that's amazing. It even talks about the Jaguar VR, and so it does dive a little bit into the obscure and unreleased content. Pretty awesome for a mainstream release. So well done on representing, I think, Atari and the complexities of this company over 50 years. But wait, there's more. The cherry on the top is the 6 reimagined games that are also on this package, done by Digital Eclipse. Haunted Houses takes a classic from yesteryear and takes a modern take on it. Next, there's Neo Breakout, which is a fantastic kind of battle mode version of the classic Atari game, and it really just is it's modern, it's great, and I think there's going to be a lot of people that will enjoy these 6 reimagined games as well. There's Quadra Tank, and it just to me is what Atari can still be, and I think Atari still is relevant, even though it's just a fraction of the size and of what it used to be. It still can offer some great gaming excellence. Here's Airworld, which was never released, and it's so cool they made it look like a 2600 game. So awesome that they offered these additional games, as I think it's just kind of like a bonus. And definitely my favorite of all these is Vector Sector, and I think this is taking vector games of yesteryear and putting them into like a compilation. Each level is representing a different vector style game, and so you can do 1 or 2 player. The 2-player mode is challenging but a lot of fun, and so I really just love what they've done here. I got to play this at Portland Retro Gaming Expo and was blown away. Hats off to Digital Eclipse and everybody that was involved with making this excellent and amazing compilation / documentary. And last and definitely not least, Yard's Revenge Enhanced, which a flip of the button you can go back to the original graphics. So well done. And so thank you so much for coming to my channel. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like Atari or like what you see, consider hitting that like and subscribe button and clicking the bell, as I'm uploading videos every week. You folks are wonderful and beautiful. This is the Immortal John Hancock, and you have a good day.